What lives in the old world's ocean? Warhammer Lore Explained. When people think about Warhammer fantasy, they think about the Empire, chaos, the dwarfs, and the Skaven. But there's one part of the world that almost nobody talks about, the oceans. The seas cover most of the Warhammer world, yet they remain among the least explored places in the setting. Beyond established trade routes lie vast stretches of water, where ships vanish without explanation. Most sailors never return from their voyages into the truly unknown. Massive storms appear without warning. Entire fleets disappear. Sometimes witnesses report enormous shadows moving beneath their ships. Other times they hear strange calls echoing from the depths. For sailors, the sea is often more terrifying than any army. At least an orc can be seen. At least a chaos warrior can be fought. The ocean offers no such certainty. Imagine standing on the deck of a ship with no land in sight. Beneath you lies endless darkness. Then something bumps the hull. Once, twice, 3 times. That is the reality of the ocean travel in Warhammer. Nearly every coastal culture tells stories of monsters beneath the waves. Norscans speak of Krakens. High Elves tell tales of Merwyrms and sea dragons. Merchants whisper about gigantic sharks, sea serpents, and moving islands. Just no thank you. Some legends claim there are creatures older than the elves themselves. Older than the dwarves. Perhaps older than record history. And the most terrifying possibility is that many of those stories are true. But before we can understand the monsters that lurk beneath the waves, we must first understand those brave or foolish enough to sail them. Definitely foolish enough. Because despite the dangers, nations still venture into the sea. Trade must flow, wars must be fought, and fortunes must be made. The High Elves. Of all the races in the world, none understand the oceans better than the High Elves. The island's homeland of Elf One sits at I said that, but it's my accent, I think, on that one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's right. I said Elf One. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay. The island's homeland of Elf One sits at the center of some of the world's most important sea routes. For thousands of years, High Elves' fleets have dominated the oceans. Their ships are faster, more elegant, and more advanced than those of humanity. Their sailors possess knowledge passed down through countless generations. Yet even the High Elves fear the deepest waters. The oldest records speak of monsters capable of destroying entire fleets. Creatures that even Dragon Princes would hesitate to face. The Dark Elves. Where the High Elves used the oceans for trade and protection, the Dark Elves used them for war. Operating from Nagron, the Dark Elves launched devastating raids across the world. The famous Black Arks are among the largest vessels ever constructed. Part floating fortresses, part warship, part city. Dark Elf fleets regularly encounter sea monsters during their voyages. Some even hunt sea dragons for sport and glory. That'd be cool to see a sea dragon. The Empire. The Empire possesses powerful merchant fleets and naval forces, but compared to the Elves, humanity remains a newcomer to the oceans. Imperial sailors are brave, but many fear the stories they hear from the veterans. Stories of tentacles rising from the fog, of ships disappearing without warning, of creatures larger than Norsca. The Norscans are perhaps the most fearless sailors in the world. Their long ships travel through some of the most dangerous waters imaginable. They tell stories of Krakens, sea serpents, and monstrous creatures blessed by the chaos gods. Many Norscans believe that to truly earn glory, one must survive both the sea and whatever lives beneath it. Among the earliest horrors encountered by sailors are giant sharks and Megalodons. These creatures are not magical. They are not intelligent. They are simply predators, ancient predators. A Megalodon can strike without warning. One moment the sea is calm, the next a ship has vanished beneath the waves. Then there are sea serpents, long, powerful creatures that haunt coastal waters. Many sailors mistake them for mealworms. Unfortunately, the difference often becomes clear too late. The fear of the deep. As terrifying as sharks and serpents may be, they are only the beginning. Every experienced sailor knows they are the larger things below, older things, creatures capable of destroying fleets, and among them, one name inspires fear above all others, the Kraken. There are more monsters in the ocean of the Warhammer world, sea serpents, megalodons, merwyrms, even sea dragons, but there is one creature whose very name strikes fear into sailors across the world, the Kraken. To many, the Kraken is not simply a monster. It is the embodiment of the sea itself, ancient, unstoppable, and always hungry. The legend of the Kraken. Stories of the Kraken can be found across nearly every seafaring culture. The Norscans tell tales of tentacled giants lurking beneath the icy northern seas. Imperial sailors whisper of entire fleets vanishing without warning. Even the elves, master of the oceans, treat reports of the Kraken seriously. Unlike many sea monsters, Krakens are not regarded as myths, they're accepted as terrifying realities. What does a Kraken look like? Descriptions vary depending on who survives the encounter. Most accounts describe enormous tentacled beasts. The bodies remain hidden beneath the waves while vast limbs rise from the depths. Some sailors claim the tentacles are as thick as ships' masts. Others insist they are even larger. The largest stories describe creatures capable of wrapping their limbs around entire warships, and it may not be exaggeration. How the Kraken hunts. Perhaps the most frightening thing about Krakens is how they attack. A shark charges, a sea serpent strikes, but a Kraken waits. A vessel may sail for days without noticing it. Then suddenly the sea grows quiet. Birds vanish. The wind dies. The water becomes strangely calm. Then the first tentacle appears. One wraps around the bow. Another seizes the mast. A third crushes sailors before they can even react. Within moments, the ship is dragged beneath the waves. Many vessels never have a chance to send a distress signal. Why Norscans fear them? The North Oceans are among the most dangerous waters in existence. Many Norscans' legends portray Krakens as servants of darker powers. Some believe they are blessed by chaos. Others believe they existed long before chaos entered the world. Either way, Norscan sailors consider surviving a Kraken encounter one of the greatest feats imaginable. Entire sagas have been written about warriors who fought these creatures and lived. One of the greatest mysteries surrounding Krakens is their relationship with chaos. Near the chaos wastes, warp energy twists everything it touches. Fish become monsters, whales become nightmares, even the sea itself seems alive. This has led some scholars to speculate that certain Krakens may have been corrupt, mutated into even larger and more horrifying forms. If true, the creatures seen by sailors may only be the smallest member of their kind. The High Elves possess some of the oldest naval records in the world. Among these archives are accounts of battles against gigantic sea monsters. Some historians believe these encounters involved Krakens. Unlike human records, Elven accounts often described tactical responses, entire fleets working together, dragon ships coordinating attacks, powerful magic being used to drive the creatures away. The fact that such measures were necessary reveals just how dangerous these beasts can be. Apex predators of the deep. Most ocean predators hunt individuals. Krakens hunt ships. A Megalodon might attack a vessel. A Kraken can destroy it. A sea serpent might threaten a crew. A Kraken threatens entire fleets. This is what elevates them above other creatures of the sea. They are not merely predators. They are disasters. And yet, as terrifying as Krakens may be, they are not the largest or oldest creature believed to inhabit the oceans. There are stories of monsters that dwell even deeper. Creatures that sailors rarely survive long enough to describe. Ancient beings known as Merwyrms, dragon-like rollers of the abyss. A creature capable of dragging ships and fleets into the abyss. But terrifying as Krakens may be, many sailors believe they are not the true rulers of the sea. Because deeper beneath the waves lie creatures even older, even rarer, and perhaps even more intelligent. Tonight we descend into the realm of Merwyrms and sea dragons. The dragons of the deep. When most people think of dragons in Warhammer, they picture enormous winged beasts soaring through the skies. But not all dragons roll the air. Some roll the oceans. Hidden beneath the waves are ancient draconic creatures that have existed for ages beyond mortal reckoning. Few have seen them, even fewer have survived. The Merwyrms. Of all the creatures said to inhabit the ocean, few inspire more awe than the Merwyrms. Merwyrms are often described as colossal sea serpents. To call them serpents, however, is an understatement. These creatures are immense. Entire ships can be seen insignificant beside them. Unlike Krakens, which rely on brute strength and ambition, Merwyrms appear to possess intelligence. Some accounts suggest they observe vessels before attacking. Others claim they deliberately avoid conflict unless provoked. This has led many scholars to wonder whether Merwyrms are merely beasts or something far older and wiser. The age of the Merwyrms. One of the most fascinating aspects of Merwyrms is their age. Some Elven records imply these creatures existed before many modern civilizations emerged, long before the Empire, long before Bretonian, perhaps even before the rise of the great dwarf poles. If the stories are true, merworms may have witnessed thousands of years of history from beneath the waves, watching kingdoms rise and fall while they're made hidden in the depths. Encounters with the elves. The High Elves possess some of the oldest naval traditions in the world. As a result, they have record more encounters with merworms than almost anyone else. Elven captains described enormous shapes moving beneath their vessels. Some report glowing eyes emerging from the darkness below. Others speak of creatures surfacing beside ships before disappearing once again into the abyss. The fact that many that makes sense. The fact that many elves treat these stories as credible suggests merworms are very real.
So in this bit we include Amana, the High Elven Guardian. We include Amana, who's the Merwyrm charged with protecting Ulthuan. It's its natural guardian, and it's also the creature that the vampire pirate Luther Harkon is tasked with killing.
Okay. Sea dragons. Closely related but distant are the sea dragons. Unlike merworms, sea dragons are true dragonic creatures, powerful, intelligent, and incredibly dangerous. Dark elves are perhaps the race most closely associated with sea dragons. Their famous sea dragon cloaks are crafted from the hides of these mighty beasts. The creation of such cloaks require hunters to face one of the most dangerous creatures in the oceans. Many never return. For the dark elves, hunting a sea dragon is not merely practical. It is a demonstration of strength, a test of courage, and a source of prestige. Entire expeditions may be launched to track a single sea dragon. Even then, success is far from granted. Even then, success is far from guaranteed. Many hunters become prey. The oceans are not empty wilderness. They are ecosystems, ancient realms occupied by predators that may have ruled the seas for millennia. The oceans are not empty wilderness. They are ecosystems, ancient realms occupied by predators that may have ruled the seas for millenniums. Humanity's fleet are visitors. The elves are visitors. Even the most powerful naval empires are only temporary guests upon waters controlled by far older powers. And yet, perhaps the most unsettling question remains answered. If krakens exist, if merworms exist, if sea dragons exist, then what else is hiding below? How many creatures have never been recorded? How many ancient horrors remain unseen in the deepest trenches of the world? The oceans keep their secrets well. We've encountered krakens capable of destroying fleets. Merworms older than nations, sea dragons hunted by the dark elves, and countless predators lurking beneath the waves. But now we arrive at the final chapter, because the greatest mysteries of the oceans are not the creatures we know. They're the things we do not know. The Vampire Coast. Far to the south lies one of the most feared regions in the world, the Vampire Coast, a land where death itself has become part of the sea. Sailors speak of ghost ships emerging from the mist, of skeletal crews standing silently upon rotten decks, of drowned corpses rising from the depths. At the center of many of these tales stands Luther Harkon, the famous vampire admiral whose fleets terrorize the seas. Unlike ordinary pirates, the dead do not require food. They do not fear storms. They do not tire. And they never stop hunting. For many sailors, the Vampire Coast is more terrifying than any monsters, because there's no reasoning with the dead. The Chaos Seas. If the Vampire Coast represents death, then the northern oceans represent corruption. As one approaches the chaos waste, reality itself becomes to unravel. The sea changes. Creatures mutate. Entire ecosystems become warped by the influence of chaos. Fish grow impossible limbs. They can grow limbs?
Because the chaos corruption.
Oh my god! Could you imagine a fish with arms?
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Fish grow impossible limbs. Whales become monsters. Leviathans emerge bearing mutations that should not exist. Many sailors claim the sea itself feels alive in these regions, watching, waiting, and hungry. Some Norscan legends even suggest that the largest monsters may have been altered by chaos long ago. If true, the horrors we have discussed throughout this series may only be a shadow of something far worse. Lost civilizations, the oceans are vast, far larger than any kingdom, far larger than any empire. This raises an uncomfortable question: what lies beneath them? Many scholars believe entire civilizations may rest beneath the waves. Ruins from forgotten ages, ancient cities swallowed by the sea, Relics belonging to people long erased from history. Warhammer lore offers only a fragment, hints, rumors, whispers, and perhaps that is intentional, because mysteries are often more powerful than answers. The things we never see. For every Kraken documented by sailors, there may be 10 creatures that have never been recorded. For every Merwyrm sighted by the elves, there may be countless other hidden in the darkness. The deepest trenches of the ocean remain completely unexplored. No maps, no settlements, no certainty, only darkness. And the possibility that something is looking back, the last great unknown. This is what makes the ocean unique. The old world has been mapped. Kingdoms have borders, mountains have names, even the chaos wastes have been explored, but the oceans remain largely unknown. A frontier untouched by civilization, a realm where monsters still reside. Final thoughts. The ocean of the Warhammer are more than a setting. They are a mystery. A reminder that no matter how much the races of the world learn, there will always be places beyond their understanding. Beneath the waves dwell Krakens, Merwyrms, sea dragons, Megalodons, undead horrors, chaos leviathans, and countless creatures never described in any book. Perhaps they never will be, because sometimes the most frightening things is not the monster you can see. So what do you think is below the ocean? I'd be terrified to see a Kraken. The next video is going to be on minor chaos gods. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.